Silence fell where applause once lived. Swollen eyes, a broken breath. When Wang Yibo couldn't hold back his tears, one terrifying question echoed through the fandom. Is Xiao Zhan paying the price for an industry that never sleeps? The entertainment world is built on light, but light always casts shadows. In recent days, the atmosphere around Xiao Zhan has felt different. Not dramatic, not explosive, just quietly heavy. On stage, he remained professional, polite smiles, gentle waves, calm words. Yet fans who have followed him for years noticed the change immediately. His eyes lingered longer in silence. His movements slowed, cautious, measured, as if every step carried an invisible weight. No official statement confirmed anything serious. No alarming announcement was made. And yet, concern spread faster than any headline. Because pressure doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives through endless schedules, through nights with no rest, through the unspoken demand to always be perfect. Xiao Zhan has stood at the peak of global fame, and those peaks are breathtaking but dangerously thin. One misstep, one moment of exhaustion, and everything can feel like it's slipping. Fans didn't panic because of rumors. They panicked because they recognized the signs. Signs they had seen before, in other artists, in other stories that didn't end well. And then, Wang Yibo's reaction changed everything. Wang Yibo is known for control, for composure, for emotions kept carefully behind calm expressions. That's why the tears mattered. Reports described him learning about Xiao Zhan's condition through private channels, not public noise. There were no cameras prepared, no stage response, just silence, a long silence. And then, the tears came, eyes swollen, emotions unfiltered, a reaction that felt too raw to misunderstand. This wasn't shock for attention. This was fear. Fear that someone who has always carried strength quietly might be carrying too much alone. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan have shared the same storm before. Sudden fame, relentless scrutiny, public judgment that never pauses. They understand the industry from the inside, where success often comes with isolation, and vulnerability is hidden behind professionalism. So when Wang Yibo's emotions surfaced, fans didn't see drama. They saw empathy. They saw someone who understands exactly how heavy the crown can be, and how quickly it can break you. And that's when a darker question began to circulate, not as accusation, but as fear. As the story spread, a deeper unease began to surface. Not loud, not sensational, but unsettling in its familiarity. Because this was no longer just about Xiao Zhan. It was about the system surrounding him. An industry that never truly stops. An industry where rest is often negotiated, not guaranteed. Where silence is interpreted as strength, and endurance is praised even when it hurts. No verified report ever stated that Xiao Zhan had collapsed. No official voice declared a crisis, and it is crucial to say that clearly. But fear doesn't always come from facts alone. Sometimes it comes from patterns. Fans recognize the rhythm too well. The endless filming schedules layered with brand commitments. The promotional cycles that leave no room to breathe. The unspoken expectation to remain gentle, grateful, smiling, no matter the cost. Xiao Zhan has always been known for his composure, for his ability to absorb pressure quietly, for carrying storms without letting them spill outward. And that perhaps is what frightened fans the most, because those who endure the longest are often the ones who collapse in silence. When Wang Yibo's reaction became public knowledge, it added weight to concerns that fans had already been holding back. His tears didn't create the fear. They validated it. They suggested that something heavy was being felt behind closed doors. Something serious enough to break the calm of someone known for emotional restraint. This wasn't about dramatizing pain. It was about acknowledging a reality many prefer not to see. That behind the glamorous surface of fame exists a system that rarely slows down, even when the people inside it desperately need it to. Then, quietly, the atmosphere began to shift. Not through headlines, not through press releases, but through subtle, meaningful changes. Reports suggested schedules were being adjusted, rest periods extended, those closest to Xiao Zhan stepping in more firmly, placing protection above productivity. No grand statements were made, and perhaps that was intentional, because sometimes care doesn't need an audience. For fans, these quiet adjustments offered relief, but not closure. The emotional impact of this moment had already settled deep. It forced many to confront an uncomfortable truth: that success does not shield anyone from burnout. Wang Yibo's tears continued to resonate, not because of speculation, but because of what they represented: solidarity, understanding, shared survival. Two artists who rose through unimaginable pressure, who know the cost of staying at the top, and who understand how isolating that journey can become. In a world where public figures are often reduced to images and metrics, this moment cut through the illusion. It reminded everyone that concern is not weakness, that pausing is not failure, that protecting someone does not diminish their brilliance. Fans weren't demanding explanations. They were asking for something far simpler: time, care, and humanity. And for a brief moment, it felt like the industry was listening. In the end, this was never a story about rumors. It was a story about responsibility, about recognizing that artists are not machines built to endure endlessly. They are people with limits, emotions, and breaking points. Wang Yibo's tears were not meant to be analyzed. They were meant to be understood. They reflected fear, empathy, and a quiet plea that no one should have to carry such weight alone. Xiao Zhan's situation, whatever its full reality may be, became a mirror for something larger, a reminder of how thin the line is between admiration and pressure, between success and emotional exhaustion. For fans, this moment left a lasting mark. Not panic, but awareness. A hope that care will come before performance, that health will matter more than headlines, that silence will no longer be mistaken for strength. And if this story changes even one decision, one schedule, one expectation, one moment of understanding, then it has already served a purpose. Because behind the spotlight, behind the applause, behind the carefully curated perfection, there are human beings who deserve rest, protection, and compassion. Sometimes it takes tears to remind the world of that.